Hello, 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 and welcome to episode 35 of the Cooler Guild. I am Coop Cooper, and joined with me, as always, is my co-host, Van Crisp.
Hello, hello.
We are recording on Tuesday, May 20th, 2025. That is the correct day, double-checked. On today's episode, we'll be going over Reign's road win in Louisville, checking in with other NWSL results and some other WOSO news, and then finishing things off with a quick preview for the Reign's next match. But first, some housekeeping. The Cooler Guild is part of the Sound at Heart podcast network. You can either listen to us on our public feed or, if you're a Sound at Heart subscriber, on the private unified feed with the other podcasts on the network. If you'd like to become a subscriber, just visit our page at soundatheart.com/the Cooler Guild. New subscribers get 10% off the normal rate, and you'll help support everything we're doing. How was your game?
Good. Yeah, we'll go over some of the USL scores, but yeah, my USLW team had their opening game this weekend on Sunday.
Nice.
It was good. The new field is nice.
I saw some pictures of like the area. It looks good.
Yeah, it's a cute little place. It's a lot better than the kind of cold high school stadium that I used to play in.
Yeah.
We played last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always stressful. It's always a lot of
nerves,
things going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a massage the day before. Best 90 minutes of my life.
90 minutes is a good length for massage.
Well, my mom got it for me for watching the horses while they are gone next week.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so that was rad. I feel like $1 million. Until yesterday, I was out walking the prairie field, bringing my cat in, and I rolled the crap out of my ankle.
Oh, no.
And it's like the size of a softball right now, so
gross.
It's probably broken, but, just let it be.
Was it right or left?
My left.
Okay, well, you can drive.
Yeah, I've already broken it twice. It's just probably a little avulsion fracture from the ligaments on the outside, but the lateral ligaments. Anyway, Enough about me. How was your week?
Oh, it was fine. Since I finished all my knitting projects, I'm starting a new knitting project. I mean, I'm sure people love hearing about my knitting updates.
That sweater looks cool.
I'm working on a different sweater now. I had bought, there was like a yarn company that I really, really enjoyed their yarn from, and they're going out of business. They're at least not selling their yarn anymore. They're just doing patterns. And so they had these like giant cones, I guess they call them. I've never bought any cones. I'm like kind of new to knitting. I haven't always knit, right? So I bought this giant cone of yarn that's like 3 pounds of yarn.
Jeez.
And it's like a really nice color. I got it so that like, I could make different projects with it and stuff. So I got like a knitting pattern book from a friend who like knows somebody that releases patterns and whatever. So I'm doing a sweater from that book, and it's like themed after like I don't know if it's camping's kind of the theme, like outdoors and camping. So they're kind of just like
hippie chic.
I wouldn't say hippie chic, but like I don't know, like everything's kind of like simple and like just has like they play with like textures a lot.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I've never done like a sweater with this kind of texture pattern into it. I usually play with colors, and this is kind of more of a different thing that I've done. So
nice.
I have had to restart it twice now because I don't ever do gauge swatches, but I don't have time for that. I'd rather just restart the project. Anyways.
Fun.
Yeah. So the Reign played a game, and it was super great. I mean, the game itself was maybe not fun to watch.
It was a game.
It was a game, and it was a win. So
yeah, we're not really even going to do a match recap.
No, I don't. It was windy. It was delayed. It was a big defensive effort, and it was like a Cooler Guild goal as well with the Meza and Dahlien connection. So what else is there to say about match recap? Really not anything. General notes. The match was rescheduled, as I said, from Friday night to Saturday afternoon because of some weather situation, which was still lingering into the game.
Yeah.
And it was swirling everywhere.
I was ready to watch on Friday night, and then it got rescheduled to 10 a.m. And guess what time my 90-minute massage was? 10 a.m.
Yeah, that's always how it goes, isn't it?
So I tried to go do not disturb. I was texting Coop, like, tell me when the game's over so that I can like go on and watch the replay. And then they still had the live picture up, and it ruined it because it had the score.
I was gonna warn you because I have had this happen to me enough times that I know how like where to strategically place my hand on my screen. And then like, you always have to mute it. You got to mute it. You got to put your hand like around the screen. You kind of got to like do like kind of blurry vision too. That helps a lot. Do a little bit of eye squinty blurry vision as you're trying to pull it up. Because I mean, yeah, it'll get ruined for you real easy.
Well, now I know. But yeah, the weather was crazy. The last time I looked, I think they had 20 dead in Kentucky after the deadly storms.
Yeah.
Just crazy. That's terrible and terrifying.
Yeah.
So understood. Player safety comes first sometimes in this league. So
I was like, this is probably the first time they've actually postponed it with an like appropriate, like people were not the game already kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, because in the past, I would say that they've definitely waited too long, and they were, I guess bare minimum they could have done with this.
Yeah, and this was one of the chartered flights that the team took. Mm-hmm. So they were on their private jet, chartered jet, and so it was added, I feel like, a lot more flexibility for them.
Yeah. Notable stats we got for this game. It ended up being the third clean sheet for Dickey this season. And then Louisville, this is another one that I thought was kind of funny. Louisville had 20 shots, one on target, and that
was the one on target that they counted the one that hit the post in the very last play of the game.
I think there was another one.
Okay,
wasn't because there was that save from Heidema. There was that save from Heidema.
Oh, okay.
On the goal line, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I think that was the one they're probably counting. And then because there were so many shots from Louisville, the Reign had made 32 clearances. And 8 of those were from Lou Barnes, 7 were from Bug, and the rest of them were from the rest of the team combined. But yeah, I mean, hey, Harvey was like, we gotta get better at just get the ball out of the box when you need to, and it was effective. Yeah. Yes.
Back into the what made it a Cooler Guild type game. Finally got Sam Meza into an assist, into part of the attack. Great shot from Dahlien when she got it, but they were connecting a lot of the game, which was really nice to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Dahlien was I don't know, the game didn't go, it wasn't pleasing to watch, but Dahlien was definitely getting more involved in the attack. Go figure, she maybe needs to play higher up top.
You've been saying that. We've been both saying that for
I've been
weeks.
so frustrated with it.
Yeah. And I was like, unleash the beast, man.
This is like, we've been missing this threat of like with her speed and everything else. And like, I think I'm frustrated about it because like she's a rookie, right? So like it's gonna take her adjustment anyways to like get up to the speed with the league and everything like that. And she was kind of hitting that stride before she got pushed back a little bit. And then it's like we've lost maybe a little bit of that momentum, but she gets the one start up higher up top, and guess what? She's back.
I didn't look up the stat, but I heard it on the broadcast at some point that out of all, she is in the top 2 for shots this season.
I think she's the third. She's behind Banda. I can't remember who the other one was.
I thought it was just her and Barbara Banda, but it was something like all of her shots are on goal.
It was Esther was the other one.
Except for a couple.
Yeah. Yeah. And like a few of those games she wasn't even playing as high up as she could possibly play. So the fact that she's keeping up with it was definitely Esther. I think she was third, and Esther and Banda were ahead of her. So the fact that she's keeping up with those 2 players is pretty crazy. And then there's also there's another stat I saw, or like thing that was like she's the first rookie to have scored or like gotten so many shots off since like Sophia Wilson, and I think Trini Rodman was the other one. So she's putting her name in these different kind of random stats and some pretty elite, with some other elite names from the league. So glad we have her.
Absolutely. That's the positive that I wrote in here was Heidema's head.
Mm-hmm.
She's just rolling with it. She had a couple clearances in the 18. She was bodying players. it's essential that we have her in those spaces. And it sucks that she's not producing on the attacking end. I think that might just take a little bit more time. But she is putting in enough defensive work and is an important part of the team that I don't think it gives me the gall to say, just be patient.
I was like, we've been saying that for a while.
But she wasn't this helpful of a teammate.
No.
When we were saying that before.
Yeah. I agree with that. And she did get that save on the line, which, like, of all the people, I was like, okay. Yeah. I mean, she is tall and she knows how to use her head, so, like, I guess, yeah, she got back and did what she needed to do.
Yeah, she's putting in the work. So
yeah. Positive I had written down, we got the win, even though it was ugly as fuck. I mean, that was like, that game was not fun to watch by the second half. I mean,
well, it was a rescheduled game. Players were cramping. It was a whole thing. And they were prepared to play Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to recalibrate your body for the next morning.
Yeah.
And their sports scientists and everybody that they're working with, that's a problem. Or I guess it's a challenge.
Yeah.
So I think on both ends, it made sense why the game looked like that.
And it's not like, I don't know, Louisville's Beviana is a good coach. So she's very good at adjusting and making tactical changes. And she's also played under Laura Harvey. You know, they've had coaching battles as well in her short career as a coach so far. So I don't know. I think it's just it was a tough matchup. I mean, we know it was gonna be a tough matchup even before all these things kind of changed. But the team adjusted and they did what they needed to do and held on to the end and got the win. So
yeah, slogged it out defensively.
Yeah. And then I am starting to now make note of the announcers. And
oh yeah, Jordan Angeli and Eric Krakauer.
Yeah, they got Maddie Dahlien's name correct, which is great. And then the part that annoyed me is Eric, he didn't get Meza's name right. But the problem to me was that, like, there was a whole thing about Sam Meza by like at the beginning of the match. They were just like going on this huge tangent about Sam Meza. It was Jordan was going on a tangent about her. And she's like saying Meza over and over and over again. and then Eric's like, yeah, that's great for Meza. And I'm just like, oh my God. But
then he goes on, the next time he says her name, he says it correctly.
He didn't most of the game.
I know, but then he started saying it wrong. And I was just like, you said it right one time.
Did he though? I thought it was just...
Yeah, one time.
One time. Well, okay. Yeah. And room for improvement, but certainly not as bad as the prior week. Oh boy.
I will say on the positives for announcers, there was a point that I noticed in the first half where they were having a side conversation. And Jordan Angeli said, hold on a minute. Or like, let's table that, because Seattle was going on the offensive.
Yeah, I enjoyed her. I actually didn't think they were that bad. I thought they were both really good together.
They weren't yelling at me. They stopped. Yeah. And they were taking breaks and they were calling out names and who was playing the ball. Jordan Angeli at one point, like, exclaimed during the broadcast. Like, I think Dahlien almost got the ball off the goalkeeper's foot and she was like, oh.
Yeah.
And I was like, I thought, they're watching the game.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I appreciated them. I didn't really have anything else for positives. Did you?
No.
I mean, I'll give it to the defense. Like, they did the job, but it was something. I hope we don't have to eke out 1-0 wins like this all the time. Yeah,
that's my first negative. Another game only scoring 1 goal.
And I didn't really see a whole lot offensively super threatening either. There was like an early chance from Curry that actually looked really good.
Yeah, she smacked that and it deflected, but they didn't call a corner. Okay, weird.
Yeah, it was a good I don't know. I've been wanting to see more of her, and I think this is like a good showing for her. But yeah, we need to get some games with more than one goal for us. Please.
Yeah.
Please.
Did you notice Louisville's socks?
No, I didn't. I feel like the picture is kind of weird on the broadcast. It was like kind of dark and weird.
I don't know. I could see it, but they've got like, because they have kind of that Argyle jersey. They've got a patterned like 3-dimensional Argyle on their socks. They're white, but it's like a texture.
Oh, okay.
I was into that.
I'll have to go check that out.
We also only had 38% possession.
Hey.
And I was like, oh, maybe like second half really skewed this. No, it was bad both halves.
Yeah. And I mean, like, that's not good, but Taylor Flint has been really good. So, like, I don't know. We didn't give up any goals.
Yeah, I guess that would have been another positive. They were able to kind of make her a non-issue.
She's been really good. I went and looked at her like numbers for the league and stuff, and she's like having a really good season so far.
Well, on set pieces, they had Jordan Heidema on her.
Oh, go figure.
So that's another reason why she was kind of a non-issue.
Great. The last thing I kind of wanted to point out for negatives was I don't know if it was because of the wind or if it was because of all of the stuff that came up and the delay and stuff like that, but there was moments where it seemed like Shea Holmes was just like really not on the same page with her teammates. There was like that weird arm locking thing where like she was like locked arms with Heidema, and Heidema's like trying to like pull her arm out of it. And then there was like another kind of almost blunder in front of goal with Holmes and Dickey. And then, I mean, nothing resulted in a goal, so I guess she did exactly enough. But there were some times where it seemed like her lack of speed was almost going to bite us in the ass as well.
Yeah, there was a couple on those balls out wide, and the attacking player was able to beat her.
Yeah, which like I'll take. I've seen Shea Holmes have a few good games this season before she had her face injury and stuff. So I'm willing to kind of like, given all the weird circumstances that happened before this, give her a little bit of grace on that. And like, I'd rather have her back there trying to kind of work into the team again, and then Dahlien higher up. I'll take that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But that was kind of the one spot that I was like, I don't know if this is totally working for me right now.
Yeah.
It's fine though. It's fine.
We will live.
We won. I can't be mad.
Yeah, it's one of those games where it's like it was kind of a mess, but it worked out in our favor. So
yeah. Post-match presser, Laura Harvey, kind of, I don't know. There wasn't honestly like a lot to go over. She praised the team, thought they made it difficult for Louisville. I think that kind of goes back into Taylor. Like I was saying, I always want to call her Corniak, like every time. But Taylor Flint, despite having like a million shots, it felt like only one of them was on goal, and that's because the Reigns defense is just getting so good at dealing with pressure in the box.
Yeah. The defense made it hard for them to have a quality chance.
Yeah. Which is what they did against KC as well.
Which is what they did against
Orlando.
What they did against Houston, but they got one and they scored.
Yeah. Yeah. But they're doing good. The defense is doing good.
Yeah.
They're getting their credit too. Yeah.
She also talked about playing a back five again. They were worried about the wind because it was whipping in. And they knew there were going to be lots of crosses. There was that.
Yeah, they knew the game plan was. Yeah, they knew it was happening. They weren't surprised. No,
but they were surprised that they found out about 45 minutes before they were supposed to play on Friday.
It was before they left.
That's what I meant. Yeah, before they left to go to the stadium for the Friday game, that they were going to be delayed till the next day.
Yeah, which like in the past, like last year NWSL timeline, I'm sure it would be 45 minutes before they were going to play.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But they were prepared they were preparing for the game in West Coast time, so that made it even more difficult for them. But they still were able to make it to the Kendrick Lamar concert.
I know. I was like, priorities are correct though.
Yeah, they're all in their travel like sweats. sitting
they
in the
like
suite.
yeah. So they took their charter flight to Louisville. I think the flights to get to Louisville at a seat there's like hardly any flights, so they almost always use a charter flight to get to that match. But yeah, they took it sounded like Laura Harvey was a little upset about how early the game was the next day, but like they had to get to the Kendrick Lamar concert. They had to.
Yeah.
If they have like a suite for that, that's a perk of being a professional athlete. So
Yeah, exactly.
they got back, they got the win, so whatever.
Yeah, party it up. Then they had Meza and Dahlien on the player presser. What'd you take from that?
Well, I guess I didn't really think about it, but I didn't realize about Meza and Dahlien playing together at UNC. And then I was like, oh god, wait a second.
Dickey's a UNC alumni too.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. We could be like cooking with some real chemistry. Maybe this is like why we've been seeing Dahlien playing. I mean, I think Dahlien's clearly meant to be a pro, and she's got the skill set to be a pro in this league. But like seeing the connection with her and Meza, I think it's like this is going to continue, and I think we have a lot to look forward to with that. That's kind of what I was getting out of it.
And I mean, Maddie Dahlien seems to be a total team player. Just talking about what she'll do and play whatever position she needs to help the team.
Even if I'm bitter about it.
Yeah, even if Coop's mad.
I just like she's a forward. Player's a forward.
Yeah.
And
her speed is a total asset, but it can also be an asset defensively. So
I know.
I understand Harvey's kind of mindset there.
I guess. But if we want to score goals, it's not doing us a ton of favors. Well, yeah. I don't know.
Do you want to roll into Cooler Player of the Match before we do community questions?
Yeah, let's do that.
Cool.
Cooler Player of the Match is brought to you by The Doctor's Office, a great little 12-seat bar on Capitol Hill. The owner is a big fan of the rain and is proud to be our very first sponsor. I know everyone is on the edge of their seats, and no one knows who this might go to.
No one knows.
No one knows
who we would give this player of the match to.
Cooler Player of the Match this week goes to Sam Meza.
Meow, meow, meow.
See, this felt right. This felt right last week. I couldn't do it. This week, it felt right.
Yeah, it does feel right this week.
Which, if I went, I looked, I updated. I don't always update the Cooler Player of the Match Hall of Fame document. But it's official now. She's got 3 this season so far. So
who else is on there for this season?
Shay Holmes got the first one.
Yeah.
James Turner. This one's a good one. AMC's acting skills. You got a Claudia Dickey in there, and then a couple that aren't players, but I think this week I was like, I'm gonna give it to Sam Meza. This is the week. I was debating between her and Dahlien, but I think just because there was so much pressure in how she got the ball back to get that goal, that it just made sense. Shit. Lost my roller.
Ooh, not your roller. Thanks again to our sponsor, The Doctor's Office. The Doctor's Office is the best place to grab a drink before or after a rain match. Try their limited edition cocktail, The After Party, a shot inspired by the late night taco stands of LA. It evokes memories of grilled green onions and savory meats wafting through the crawl home from the bars. Mezcal, green onion, MSG. Recommended with a Modelo Especial. Check out their Instagram at TDO Seattle, or better yet, go drink there in person.
Cheers.
Cheers. Nice.
Yeah. Time that up, right? I think.
I can open my water bottle.
What's that water bottle called?
My Owala.
Okay, that's what I thought.
This is
her adult bottle. Her adult baby bottle.
My adult baby bottle. I'm on what? 4, 8, 12, 16. I'm almost at 200 ounces today.
Okay. I have chocolate milk in the morning now with protein powder, so.
Oh, I also drink chocolate milk in the morning.
But do you do like the protein powder with it?
Yeah.
With like the peanut butter? powder.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I get the PB stuff from Costco.
Yeah, I didn't realize that at Costco. It's just
Mhm.
straight peanut butter.
Yes, the peanut butter powder.
Yeah, I started getting it for my recovery stuff because I need more protein,
Yeah.
and now I just drink it every morning because it's fucking delicious.
Yeah, it's good.
It's so
I
good.
put it in my waffle mix the other day.
Ooh, yummy.
Yeah, pretty neat. Anyway,
We got a lot of stuff to go over for the rest of this.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we're trying to fly through the rain game. Also because it was kind of a rough
Slog.
watch. Yeah. Other results from the NWSL.
Do you want to go into community questions?
Oh shit, my bad. Yeah, community questions. We got a few of those too. Quite a few. Rick asked this week, since we just did Cooler Player of the Match, Rick asked this week, how unfair is it for the other players to have to compete with Meza for Player of the Match each week? I mean, I don't think it's unfair.
No, she's balling out.
Everyone knows she's that good. She deserves the credit.
Mezamania.
Mm-hmm.
She deserves it. And I think that her consistency and her performances, after that first match, I guess just disregarding the first match she started, her consistency and her ability just to ball out every match should make other players work harder.
And it does. Like, that's why we keep... and it's only 3 times, all right? But, like, that's why we keep giving it to her. Or, like, at least feel confused about possibly giving it to her every week.
She's setting an example.
Yeah,
work rate,
sure.
Everything.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's unfair. I think it's great. I think it's really good for the team.
Yeah. And if anyone's upset about it from the team, well, channel your Mezamania.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I want to see like a shirt celebration, shirt ripping celebration, and pointing to Meza as like a... I'll get Cooler play the match this week. Anyways, next one we had from Matthew. Did y'all see the very LOL heat map of the Louisville game? Hysterical. Harvey Ball defies the stat nerds.
I love defying the stat nerds.
Me too. For sure. This is why I like I love to read XG because sometimes it's just so flip-flopped. You know? I don't think it was like that crazy for this game, but yeah, our whole everything was just defense for us.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even think
just
we were
hunkered down.
Barely in the... I don't even think we were in our attacking third on the heat map, really. Just the one play.
It was really funny.
Yeah. Mongolia BBQ asks, Emery Adames, where is she? I'm not seeing what G or AMC are doing that are keeping Adames on the bench, other than being veterans with national team status.
I 100% agree.
Ooh.
I worry that she's falling into that same Ali Watt situation where she is a good player that deserves playing time, but they can't figure out how to get her integrated properly.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see her go. I think that she is incredible and needs game time to really become the player that I think she probably can be. And if we can't give that to her, she's going to go somewhere else.
Yeah. I don't disagree with any of that. I think my only argument to it has been that the team in a lot of these games recently, at least, they've had to been so focused on the defense that bringing her on at times maybe hasn't made a ton of sense. You could also make the argument that bringing her on maybe gives you possibilities to score a goal, right? But yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think the talent's there, and she's hopefully hungry enough that if she's not getting those minutes, she's gonna have to, I don't know, step up her defensive abilities or something like that. Because maybe that's what Harvey's not comfortable with her yet, is her ability to get back on the defense, and that's something she could definitely improve in training and then get on the field a little bit more. But yeah, I don't want to see the Reign give up on her, but I would understand her frustration with not getting minutes right now.
Exactly. Yep.
Steve Vogt asks, would you prefer your team to grind out low-scoring games or have every match be peak chaos with 6+ goals scored, all gas, no breaks? I don't want that. Personally,
Number one, that won't happen with us because we have Claudia Dickey.
Mm-hmm. And Laura Harvey.
And Laura Harvey and the team that we have. And I guess if we're not talking this Reign team,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm talking like any team that I follow, I would say peak chaos. If it was a team that I followed that I wasn't this invested in,
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, rack it up.
That's how I feel about it, like when I watch Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not invested in the team significantly at all, but I would love to see lots of goals go in.
I also think it's kind of peak chaos when you're only winning by 1 goal.
To some extent, yeah.
And you score it in like what did Dahlien score that goal against KC in? What minute? It's like 7th? Or no, not the KC game. Sorry, I meant Portland game.
Let me see.
Because then you're back trying to hold off a team that wants to score a goal for most of the game. And that's chaotic.
Yeah, like, I mean, obviously the game that was over the weekend with Utah and Spirit was like chaos to the extreme, but like at the end it was a 1-goal game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was very chaotic at the end. The goal for Dahlien was in the 4th minute.
4th minute.
Yeah.
I was kind of over under with that.
Yeah.
I don't. This is like, I just want the team to score more goals.
Yeah. I don't want it at the cost of the defense, though.
Yeah. I don't want us to get scored on more. I want us to score more goals.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, so Steve, I'm not sure if that answers your question, but
I was like, I don't really know. I mean, I don't want peak chaos. Unless it's one of those games where like we're just peppering in a bunch of goals ourselves.
Yeah.
And there's nothing anyone can do to stop it.
Yeah, peak chaos with 6+ goals scored. Yes, all for us.
Yes, please.
I experienced that this weekend. Thank you. Anyway,
Susie asks, if Just Fishlock is fully healthy this week, what kind of starting lineup are you going with? Meza.
Honestly, yeah.
Meza, James Turner. I think Fishlock, you could bring her off the bench, right? Like, I don't think you start her anyways right now.
No, especially just coming back from injury.
And just got called up for Wales, too.
Mm-hmm. Which is the last time she got injured.
Yeah, as much as I love Jess, we don't know where she's at. And I don't know. Team's clicking in that, at least in that spot of the field, so don't mess with it.
Right.
But also, Meza will probably need a break.
I don't know, man.
Maybe not. Maybe
she's
not.
something else, dude. I don't know.
Yeah. Susie also asks, how are you feeling about the 3-5-2 versus the 4-2-3-1? Do we think Harvey will rotate through both lineups depending on the opponent?
I think that they'll probably change it for the next game. After seeing the Washington result, because we play the Spirit next, and seeing the peak chaos result from that match, I think you're going to want to come out hot offensively and keep that high press. So I would bet $1 that Laura Harvey changes the formation.
Yeah.
And doesn't go with the 5 back for the next game.
Because
the Spirit are vulnerable.
Yeah.
They got 3 scored against them.
They're also scary, though.
Right. And that's the other thing. They've got Gift Monday, who's really fast.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like they're gonna maybe roll out the same thing because that's what they.
So
I
do
feel
you
like
roll out Dahlien in the back again?
yeah.
Like how like much on the offensive? It depends on how much on the offensive she wants to go, or how much she wants to deal with the attack that Washington's going to bring. And how
Yeah.
do you find that middle ground that gives you the advantage?
It's tough to say.
So I don't know. I think if we roll out with the 5 back, we're kind of just asking for pressure. If she goes in any other direction, whatever that may be, with not the 5 back and having players higher up the pitch, I think that signals that we're going to try and come out and we're going to try and score more than one goal.
What do you think about the rotation too that we might get?
What do you mean?
In the lineup? Do you think we'll see rotation as well?
I don't know.
Like, did you see anybody come off the bench from this last game that you were like, I want to see them start?
Not especially.
No.
Did you? Mercado always brings a bit of a spark, and so that would be the only one I would kind of.
Yeah, I would say Mercado as well. I think that's probably my one. I would maybe throw McCammon in there as well. I think McCammon looks really promising, and that I think I don't know what Harvey's seen in training and all that stuff, but I feel like from what I've seen her come on for, and if they are looking to rotate, especially with like the weird travel and everything that happened, I think this might be a good game to give her a start, or at least I don't know, maybe give her a few more minutes.
Yeah.
So she came in the 85th minute last time, so I wouldn't mind to see a 70-minute sub, maybe even 60, depending on the game's going.
Yeah, who knows?
All right. Well, thanks for the questions. We appreciate it. I think we can now roll into the other NWSL results.
Yep. Gotham still on fraud watch.
Yeah.
So Gotham played San Diego, and San Diego beat Gotham 1-0. Ascanio scored her 3rd goal in the last 4 games.
Killing it.
It was a great goal.
Orlando KC, this was probably the match most people were curious about for the weekend. It was in Orlando. KC got the 1-0 win over them. Just a side note, the teal versus purple combination on the field was very pleasing to my eyes.
Yeah, it was kind of giving Easter, spring.
I don't know what I liked it. I liked it a lot.
It was nice.
But there was a mistake from Orlando's defense that kind of allowed Schwinga to get in and punish them.
Oh, it was a massive mistake. I don't know if she was trying to play it back and just hospital balled it or what.
She didn't seem to I don't know. I think maybe she forgot Schwinga was on the field. Because she just was like, oh god, I don't know, the way she I don't know, it was very weird. The kind of the thing to be mindful of, I think, after this game though, is KC, Dabinia, Cook, and Schwinga all got subbed out with injuries.
Yeah, it'll be curious to see their injury report for this. Their upcoming game.
I mean, Schwinga was getting she was kind of laughing and getting I don't know. Labonta was helping her in a funny way.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I don't know how serious we'll see what happens, but definitely losing 3 of your key starters, not a good thing for that. Houston versus Portland. Portland put 4 up on them. Houston got 1. Rob Gale was dressed like a groomsman, I put on the notes.
I didn't see him.
It was not good. It was a silver vest. I don't know. It was bad.
Portland still on track with their falling over in the box.
Yeah.
Got another penalty.
Yeah, I'm also mad that we couldn't fucking do anything against Houston after seeing this.
Yeah, it's kind of infuriating. North Carolina played Chicago. North Carolina won 2-0. Again, sorry, Listenera.
Yeah.
Jaden Shaw pregame fit. Incredible.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was her homage to AAPI. Go look it up. And Alyssa Nair was the only reason this game wasn't a total blowout. She made like at least 2 goal-saving saves.
Have we talked about how Mel Swanson is officially out for them too? For the season?
I don't know if we've talked about it on here.
I don't think we've talked about it, but yeah, I don't see things getting better for Chicago this year.
Yeah. Mal Swanson is pregnant and out on maternity leave. So that's going to be hard for them. There was a penalty call in this match. Murphy came out on a 1v1 and the player took a touch to the side and Murphy put her leg out and swiped the player's legs.
Mm-hmm.
And the on-field call was penalty.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't get any of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why, but they took it to VAR, took it to the monitor, and and Murphy was given a yellow card as well.
Weird.
The yellow card foul, took her legs out, went to the monitor, came back, no penalty, rescind the yellow card.
It was in the box?
Yeah.
Weird.
Wild. I just wrote wild in all caps.
Yeah, the refs haven't been doing a very good job on penalties.
No. Well, if you're Portland, they've been doing great.
True.
Washington Spirit, who we play next this Friday, tied Utah 3-3. Utah, impressive performance from Utah.
It was wild. I really thought Utah was going to hang on, and then they were just getting like rained on with like, I don't know. I was like, I think they're going to pull it out. I really thought they were going to pull it out, but
yeah, Maddie McGlynn even saved a penalty.
I missed that part. Was
it this game?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was this game. Yeah, Maddie McGlynn saved a penalty.
Okay, so yeah, they got. They should be happy with what they got.
Yeah.
This was the funniest part about that game to me was the XG thing I was talking about. Spirit had 4.05 XG to Utah's 0.87, and Utah still got 3 goals. So, can't get too greedy, Utah.
Yep. But good for them to get a point out of that match. Bay, Angel City, Bay won 2-0. What do you think of this game?
I didn't catch it.
No. I watched the extended highlights and I just didn't see a lot from Angel City. One of the Bay goals was pretty much a banger though, so.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of Angel City. I think they have moments of they're a really great team, but so do we.
So that was it for this weekend's games. At least I'm going to be also giving you an update on our USLW Northwest Division results. So you can keep up with that. So this weekend was the first weekend of games for my team. Tacoma played Bigfoot and Tacoma won 1-0. Salmon Bay, the much lauded sister of Ballard FC, played West Seattle Roadies.
Go Roadies. I'm going to be a Roadies fan. Why not?
Really? Anyway, they tied 0-0. Did you watch it?
No.
Oh.
I've been busy.
Same.
Sleeping.
And then my team, FC Olympia, played Lane United, the one Oregon team. They're out of Eugene. And we won 6-0.
So get on that train if you want to hop on.
Also, fun fact, today the power rankings came out for the entire league, which is nationwide. And FC Olympia is ranked 12th.
Oh, that's really good.
After our first match in the power rankings. Yep.
Wow. Congrats. It's just a power ranking, but congrats.
Thank you. I played really hard. Just kidding. I sat on the sideline and uploaded the roster. Anyway.
Yeah.
We do have some exciting U.S. Women's National Team updates as their latest roster just dropped. for the call-ups. I guess their latest camp call-ups just came up. Who from the rain? Hey, check it out. We've got U.S. Women's National Team players this year.
Got 2, baby.
2!
I mean, 1 needs a cap still, but she'll get there.
I think she'll get it.
Yeah, I think she's going to get it. She's got to get her cap. Wait, if it's all up in the air, the goalkeeper situation. So, like, why wouldn't she get her chance? Anyways, Claudia Dickey and Lynn Biondolo called up. Pretty neat for Claudia to get this recognition. Laura Harvey's been kind of just like
the campaign manager.
The propaganda has like been going on for a while this season about her. So yeah, great. I love it. I love that she's getting the recognition. She's gonna get the chance to maybe get a start.
Yeah, I think she will. I think she'll get a game.
Yeah, her and Fallon, I think, will be the 2 players. Well, how many games do they have? 3 games, or is it just 2?
I think it's just 2.
Okay. Yeah, I think Fallon's kind of up there with, that's what I think the top choice for most people, at least fans, seem to think she'll kind of be the top person. But I think Claudia's leading the league. OptaJack had posted on Blue Sky, Claudia Dickey's 5.1 goals prevented is nearly double any other goalkeeper in the NWSL this season. The second is Mackenzie Arnold with 2.6.
Is this like 5.1 goals prevented overall this season or per match?
I feel like it can't be per match. We haven't had 5.1 per match.
No. Okay.
So that's got to be per season, or for the season so far. And Mackenzie Arnold has like not been around, so.
Oh really, yeah, she's only played a couple games.
So really, Claudia Dickey's just blowing everyone out of the water on that.
Yeah. Another, I think this will change the entire morale of the U.S. Women's National Team camp. Lola Bonta gets her first call up
at the ripe age of 32, I think it is.
Yep. Good for fucking her. I like her.
She's so great.
She's great. She is the second Native Hawaiian player to be called up by the U.S. Women's National Team. Only second to Natasha Kai.
I have not heard that name in so long. That is like a throwback. you know Kira?
Yeah.
She was like obviously really into her, but yeah, that's just I think that was like my first, like when I realized I was gay, I was like, oh, who's this?
If you don't know who Natasha Kai is, she was a player for the U.S. Women's National Team back in the, what was that, like mid 2000s, early 2000s?
Yeah, I think it was even before I got into women's soccer.
But she was heavily tattooed.
Yeah.
And just cool to see.
Yeah.
That on the pitch. The U23 roster drops tomorrow, which is Wednesday. So that by the time this episode comes out, we will have that announced. So hopefully we'll get some Reign players called up to that.
It's more experience, more confidence.
How old is Sam Meza?
Sam Meza is 23 years old.
Damn it.
Well, it's 23 and under, isn't it? I think it's 23 and under.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, but wouldn't you I don't feel like she should get called up to the first team. If you ask me.
Yeah, she should definitely not yet. Be. Yeah, especially over freaking Giselle Thompson.
Oh.
Anyway, they also dropped within the last couple weeks new jerseys. What do you think of these?
Well, someone kind of ruined the white one for me.
Why? Because they had the picture of Alexi Lawless in the original one?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice.
You know what? Reclaim this.
I know. Anyways, yeah, I like both of them a lot. I feel like it's been a very, very long time since I've enjoyed one kit a lot, let alone both kits at the same time.
Yeah.
Because the blue ones I really like too.
Yeah, the blue ones are kind of subtle with like the little pinstripes, little different colored pinstripes on the navy. Mm-hmm. So into that.
Yeah, they look good. I'm eager to see them on the field. Those white ones, I'm curious what shorts they're gonna wear with them too. But yeah,
this was a fun conversation happening yesterday.
They also rebranded the name of the team, right?
Yes.
So, business innovator and women's soccer extraordinaire who No one gave a shit about women's soccer until she finally came along. Michelle King's OL Lyonnais, the Lionesses,
Lioness.
It's a bit much. Okay, so she rebranded it, got a new crest for it as well. Go look it up if you haven't seen the crest for it. It fucking sucks ass.
It's atrocious.
It's so ugly. I thought our rebrand was bad. And people are like,
When we went to OL,
yeah, I didn't hate our rebrand. I was like, whatever, just we're associated with them now, so I don't
give
really
us your
care.
money. We'll take
Yeah,
it.
I didn't really care. I was like upset about losing our other crest, but we're all worked out in the end. Yeah, that rebrand, it's so fucking bad. It looks like it was like gonna be a dragon head, but then it turns into a lioness head, and then they had this like bullshit about like lionesses work harder than male lions in the wild in Africa, and Michelle King was inspired by her trip to Africa.
On her safari. I'm like, oh god, that bitch would go on a safari.
I was like, okay, this is soccer though. I don't know. It was weird.
This is the kind of shit that like goes through corporate, and then they come out with this ad campaign, and you're like, who did they test this on?
Yeah, I have no idea, because it's also like just design wise, it's also so strange because it's like there's like outlines to the lion, like kind of like shadowing each other, but
Yeah.
it's in 3 different colors. So you've got like the lion and then like the red and the gold or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and then the way that the word of the team goes into it's also fucking ugly. Go look it up, it's terrible. But you know, I welcome Michelle King to have terrible looking things, so whatever, I can be bitter.
On brand. Okay, anyway, our next match, Lorraine's next match. I don't play on the team. It is not us.
Speaking of Michelle King, but I'm probably eat my words next week. We're playing the Spirit, Washington Spirit. Oh shit, I just opened the wrong window. Washington Spirit. We're playing. I think Susie said this is the last game in Seattle until like August because of all of the shit going on.
Yep, June 6th. Or no, not even that. We play again
There's a break between
August 1st.
Yeah, so there's a break between June 21st and August 1st. Go. It's at Lumen Field this Friday, 7 p.m. Get your tickets if you haven't yet. Apparently, you can also get tickets in the general admission area for like $12.50 right now. There's a link on Blue Sky that I reposted. Spirit, position wise, they're 1 above us in the standings. They're tied with like 2 other teams. With that one, they're at the bottom of the 3. And Rainer's sitting there with 14 points. So if they win this game, in theory, they could take over Spirit, which is kind of exciting.
Yeah, if Washington loses, Portland loses, and Orlando loses,
We're ties, because if we win, I guess no, never mind. I'm doing math wrong.
because they can't tie. We would be, and San Diego loses. We would be tied for second place.
And I don't know if any of those teams are playing each other, but yeah.
Anyway.
Things we want to see or watch for. Thing I put down, I want to see big players step up in the attack.
Yeah, we got to figure out how to unleash Biondolo.
Yeah, I was like, basically, I'm saying I need to see Liam Biondolo involved in a goal or 2, hopefully at least 2.
Yeah, she's got to kind of break out and figure out where she's going to be dangerous and how to get her into that position. And that was another thing I put: score more than 1 goal.
Can we do it?
I'd also like to keep a clean sheet again.
Against the Spirit might be tricky, but
yes,
that should be the goal. So
yeah, because they are coming off that 3-3 draw to Utah.
Yep. How are you feeling about the game? Are you feeling optimistic?
I am.
Yeah.
I am. I don't think the Spirit are the kind of behemoth that if you would have asked me at the beginning of the season,
yeah.
You know, how I felt about it. Because this is such, like, this season has been so up and down for each team.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't, you're not seeing, like, we're fighting for, you know, to climb up in the standings. And we're 1 point away from the Spirit right now, which incredible.
2.
So I'm optimistic about this game, and I'm going to stay optimistic until something happens.
I was like, that's your MO. I'm like a little bit more pessimistic, but that's fine.
I'm hoping for a good match. It's going to be a crazy game, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm here for it, so I will be there.
Great. I thought about going, but I'm too sleepy still.
Yeah.
And I'm going to Portland the day before.
Unrelated rain news on the back of all of our other Michelle Kang stuff.
Yeah. Some people were speculating maybe that Huerta might stick around. She's getting out.
Not after that rebrand.
No, and they also like are losing a ton of like historic players for that club. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, Huerta said her goodbyes. Leon said their goodbyes to her on social media. So Huerta should be coming back to the Reign, I think August, because she's getting married. That's great news. Very excited about that. It's definitely a player we could use.
Mm-hmm.
See where her forms at after all of that off time and everything, but or we can get her integrated. So
yeah.
I think that's pretty much it for stuff.
WOSO, soccer stuff.
Yeah, WOSO. Although this is kind of WOSO adjacent. For shout outs for the week.
You're so obsessed with them.
I'm a RuPaul's Drag Race watcher, obviously. Because that's where the intro comes from that I do. If you didn't know. I was watching RuPaul's Drag Race this week, and it's like the All-Star season 10, I think it is. It's kind of weird the way they're doing it this season. I mean, have you watched it at all?
No, I'm waiting to binge it.
Okay, so there's like, I think you could binge these first few episodes because they're doing 3 different brackets.
Oh, okay.
So, because they switched up the full format. So there's 3 brackets, and there's like so many queens in each one, and they have to get so many points to get out of the bracket. And then next week will be the next bracket of queens.
Gotcha.
Anyways, so this past week they had for the mini challenge. Well, it wasn't the mini challenge. They had a mini challenge, and then that led into the regular challenge. But they did makeover challenge this week, and they like were introducing these NCAA or like women's college basketball players, and it was like Abby Prohaska, and I was like, that's not a last name that's common. Is that like Maddie Prohaska's sister? Turns out it is, and her. Like her, so our backup goalkeeper on the Reign, and currently she's the second goalkeeper because we've got an injury. So Manny's sister Abby got a makeover on RuPaul's Drag Race, and she fucking killed it too. She like
I did see the clip. You sent me the clip of people being like, I don't know. I thought it was kind of nuts because the queen she was matched with was like, "Do you mind? Can we shave your eyebrows?
Shave your eyebrows."
And she was like, "Yeah, totally."
She's like so redheaded though that like you can't really see her eyebrows to begin with, but she was like totally game for like everything that they threw at her. She was like so like she probably had like the best energy and like attitude out of all of the people that I saw from like the beginning. Like it seemed like she was genuinely so excited to be there. Not that everyone else wasn't, but like her energy was just like radiating from her. But yeah, I just wanted to shout her out because I I didn't expect. I wasn't turning on RuPaul's Drag Race expecting to see a Reign connection for the week.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah, super random, but really great. Oh yeah, and then her Drag Race name, because they all have to come up with their own names, was Sophie Roches. And I don't know who came up with the name, but it's a good name. It's a really good name.
I didn't get it just reading it.
Yeah.
When you said that, I was like, oh, okay, I got it.
No, it's a good name. Sophie Roches. Anyway, shout out to her.
I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Jada Evans. She writes for the Seattle Times about soccer, and she wrote a article about mostly Salmon Bay, but about USLW in
that was a good article.
Pacific Northwest. So yeah, it's a great article. So shout out Jada. Thanks for covering the league and the work that we put in. So
I was like, Van was also in the article.
I was.
Good for you.
I'm
Anyways.
important, okay?
Yeah, I've heard. I've read, at least. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for our show this week. Thanks again to our sponsor, The Doctor's Office. And as always, you can follow us on social media. We're on Blue Sky and Instagram at Cooler Guild Pod.
You can also send us an email. We love an email at thecoolerguild@gmail.com. You can also visit us at sounderheart.com/the Cooler Guild.
We're also on YouTube. Most episodes are up there on video, youtube.com/@thecoolerguild. And wherever you're listening, please go rate 5 stars. Till next time.
Yeah. Stay cool, y'all.
Stay cool, y'all.